Tonight, new details emerging following the U.S.'s deadliest aviation disaster since 2001.
67 people were killed when a military Black Hawk helicopter crashed into an American Airlines jet near Reagan National Airport Wednesday night. The FAA says the area near the airport is now indefinitely off limits to most helicopters to ensure safety. Just a day before the crash, officials say another flight was forced to abort its first landing after a helicopter flew near its path.
Well, today I spoke with newly elected Congressman Gabe Evans, an Army veteran and Black Hawk helicopter pilot. So here's part of that conversation for you. Congressman, thank you very much for your time and for joining us today. Your initial reaction when you heard this happened on how this could have happened, what went through your mind?
Well, first and foremost, just our hearts go out to the victims and to the families in this case. And so we just have to make sure that we're remembering the incredible tragedy that this is. As a Black Hawk helicopter pilot, I was a pilot in command, a company commander, aircrew training program commander, and mission commander. And a lot of that time was spent right here in the Denver metro area, one of the top 5 busiest airports in the country. And so the first thought that went through my head is just the incredibly complex nature of just routine operations in an environment like that, where you have airliners, you have rotary wing, you may have smaller other general aviation aircraft operating, and then in that particular instance, just the complexity of operating in and around the national capital region.
It looks like air traffic control, there's audio recordings. They asked those in the Black Hawk, they said, do you see the airliner? They confirmed yes. Is it possible they saw the wrong aircraft?
That's entirely possible, but what we have to remember for this particular situation is this was occurring at night, and that aircrew was operating, it sounds like, with night vision goggles. Your field of view under night vision goggles is about 1/15 of what it is right now. And you also lose a little bit of depth perception. So it's entirely possible, even though the Black Hawk was talking to air traffic control, what you said, they might have misidentified the company traffic.
And is there tech on board the Black Hawk to alert you to other aircraft in the area?
So Black Hawks are equipped with a transponder with what's called Mode C readout. So that gives not just a unique identifying number to that aircraft when it's airborne that air traffic control can see, but it also gives an altitude readout. And then airliners are equipped with a system called TCAS, Terminal Collision Avoidance System. TCAS is able to see and then project forward, 20 to 40 seconds into the future surrounding aircraft and project and calculate their flight paths to potentially alert of an impending collision. A limitation of TCAS is that it slowly and by design degrades its ability to give those alerts and those advisories of potentially impending collisions as you get closer and closer to an airport, because we know there's dozens to hundreds of other airplanes at an airport, and so the system steps down its sensitivity as you get below 1,000 feet. So it's entirely possible that all the installed equipment that's designed to prevent something like this happening was working correctly, but because of the incredibly low altitude and how close it was to the airport, the airliner would not have received any of those notifications.
Congressman Gabe Evans from Washington, thank you for your time. We certainly appreciate it, and like you, our thoughts and prayers certainly are with the family of those affected by this horrible incident in Washington.
Thanks for having me. Sorry it had to be under these circumstances.
Yes.